Hello there, viewers, and welcome to the channel. The NBA is a platform where legends are made, rivalries are born, and in some cases, grown men try to claw each other's eyes out, metaphorically, of course. The league blooms on competition, but some rivalries can escalate beyond the court and become a source of intense, full-blown hatred. You might be surprised to know that NBA players can even develop hateful relations over their disagreements on how to properly fold a fitted sheet. And this hatred mostly never remains limited to trash talk, as it often takes the form of deep-seated animosity fueled by ego or maybe jealousy. It's like, I respect you, but I also want to punch you, kind of relationship some of the NBA players share. So, without wasting any time, click on the like and subscribe buttons, and don't forget to press the bell icon before we dive straight into the ego-filled world of NBA and check out those players who hate each other to bits. Let's get started. Michael Jordan versus Isiah Thomas. This rivalry is legendary, Hall of Famers. Michael Jordan and Isiah Thomas have had a long-standing feud, which even encouraged the Chicago Bulls-Detroit Pistons rivalry and their countless fiery confrontations. From the freeze-out of Thomas in the 1985 All-Star Game, allegedly orchestrated by Jordan and other Eastern Conference players, to their battles in the late 80s and early 90s, their relationship has been frosty. Thomas, with his Bad Boys Pistons, represented everything Jordan had to overcome to reach championship glory, and then Jordan became the ascending superstar, eclipsing Thomas's dominance. During the Jordan-Thomas fiery fiasco, Bulls and Pistons also shared staunch rivalry. Detroit created the four-step plan called Jordan Rules to prevent the legend from scoring, and went on to beat Chicago 3 consecutive times in playoffs, in 1988, 1989, and 1990. The rules included forcing Jordan to go left instead of right, trapping him in the post, and knocking him to the ground when he entered the paint. That's a bit too much. No. While both have mellowed somewhat, we can still notice the chill in the air. It's like that awkward family reunion where everyone pretends to be getting along but harbor grudges within. Shaquille O'Neal versus Kobe Bryant. Teammates for 8 seasons for the Los Angeles Lakers, Shaq and Kobe achieved great success winning 3 championships together. However, their personalities clashed, leading to public jabs, passive-aggressive comments, and a constant struggle for alpha status. They had starkly different personalities like oil and water. Where Shaq was all jovial, larger-than-life center, Kobe was a driven, highly intense guard. Shaq felt Kobe was selfish and didn't pass enough, while Kobe saw Shaq as lazy and coasting on his natural talent. The tension between them began when Kobe Bryant made controversial comments during training camp. In a book titled 3 Ring Circus, this incident is mentioned, and Bryant's first words reportedly were, "No one is going to be punk me." That's not too warm an introduction his teammates might be expecting. Things took a poor start and became worse over time. They even had a physical encounter during an off-season pickup game. O'Neal used the B-word in trash talk, leading to Bryant making personal insults. This caused O'Neal to throw the first shot, which Kobe never returned, resulting in a heated exchange of words. The animosity peaked when the team traded O'Neal and kept Bryant. Both made clear they had no love for each other. That's a rarity in a sports rivalry, given the high level of conflict that existed between the two players. While they've publicly reconciled, the scars of their past are still visible. It's like that couple who gets divorced, then remarries years later, but you can still sense the underlying resentment. Russell Westbrook versus Reggie Jackson. The rivalry between Russell Westbrook and Reggie Jackson is built on spite and perhaps a bit of insecurity as well. While both players claim it's healthy competition, their history suggests a deeper, more personal dynamic. Westbrook, the celebrated NBA MVP, has been a polarizing figure since leaving the Oklahoma City Thunder. He was outspoken about his teammate Reggie Jackson's dissatisfaction with playing time and contract, leading to insulting comments and questioning his relevance. The seeds of this rivalry were sown when Jackson, drafted in 2011, was expected to be Westbrook's backup and understudy. However, Jackson's desire for the spotlight and glory led to a heated confrontation. Though let's be honest, Russ always seemed more like a solo vigilante anyway. One particularly infamous incident involved Jackson requesting a trade, citing his desire for more playing time by Jackson refused. When asked about it, Westbrook delivered a response so icy it could give Frosty the Snowman frostbite. He said, "I don't know anything about that. I'm just trying to win games. Ouch." Eventually, Jackson got his wish and was traded to the Detroit Pistons. The rivalry has cooled somewhat in recent years as both players have moved on to different teams, but the memories of their clashes remain etched in our minds. Kevin Durant versus James Harden. Theirs is a journey from being BFFs to please pass the ball bro kind of cold. Kevin Durant and James Harden were once teammates and brothers in arms, making up a virtually unstoppable offensive juggernaut in Oklahoma City. They shared laughs and probably a Netflix account back when sharing accounts was a thing, that is. However, their bromance eventually hit a snag, leading to a passive-aggressive rivalry, giving us a classic tale of what could have been. The Thunder became unable to keep this dynamic duo together due to salary caps. Harden was traded to Houston, and as both players became superstars, the competitive fire started to burn with the feeling that they were just as good as each other. The funniest part is that the duo never shies away from lashing out at each other through media. Durant is known for his cryptic social media posts and regularly subtweets Harden's teams and playing style, while Harden has perfected the humble brag technique, reminding everyone of his scoring prowess and suggesting that KD's championships were won with a super team. Now, with both players having teamed up in Brooklyn and then KD being traded again, the rivalry has taken another twist. Perhaps they are destined to be linked, even if their relationship is more frenemies than friends these days. James Harden versus Chris Paul. The Houston Rockets had a chance to win an NBA championship when Chris Paul joined them, and James Harden already being a part of the team. During their 2 seasons together, they had become the top threat to the Golden State Warriors, but fell short each postseason. Harden and Paul, the Rockets' scoring duo, led the team to the top of the Western Conference, nearly dethroning the Golden State Warriors. However, rumors of disagreements arose, both on and off the court. Chris CP3 Paul was unhappy with Harden's ball-dominant style of play, with Harden dribbling for 20 seconds straight while Paul coughed in the corner. Paul reportedly referred to Harden as untouchable in team meetings, which was considered unprofessional. And how can we forget the infamous unfollow saga when both players unfollowed each other on various social media platforms? In the modern age, unfollowing someone is akin to throwing a drink in their face and a clear sign of the relationship ending. The Rockets were unable to maintain a civil relationship. In the playoffs, the intense trash talk between the two was like watching 2 toddlers fight over the last cookie, but with a lot more athleticism and less drool. Now, both players have moved on to different teams, but the memories of their clashes remain. Jimmy Butler versus Karl Anthony Towns. The Minnesota Timberwolves aimed to make Jimmy Butler a contender with Karl Anthony Towns and Andrew Wiggins. Butler led them to the playoffs for the first time in years, but had locker room issues with his teammates. Butler felt Towns talk trash in practice. Minnesota forced Butler out, causing more friction with Towns. They had an on-court argument as well where both cursed each other out as opponents. Butler was reportedly unimpressed by the Timberwolves' relaxed approach to the game, which he believed lacked intensity. Towns, on the other hand, felt Butler was more intense, showing up at practice at 6 a.m. and demanding sprints every time. Their rivalry is more like a clash of approaches, or a battle between win now and maybe later. During a now legendary practice, Butler got so frustrated with the team's lack of effort that he gathered the third stringers and demolished the starting lineup in a scrimmage. This epic power move, similar to a lion roaring to remind everyone who's the boss, is now part of NBA's folklore. The dramatic situation felt like an episode of The Real Housewives of the NBA, with more sweat and less Botox. The internet quickly produced memes and jokes about the incident. Butler eventually demanded a trade, and the Timberwolves shipped him off to Philadelphia, leaving behind a locker room full of awkward silence. We hope that you found this video entertaining. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments section. Press the bell icon to stay connected. Thanks for watching.